I have this memory box. This is the letter what he sent me. My baby girl, I miss you all so much, more and more every day. I hope you and your sister are being good for your mummy. I just wanted to write you, my beautiful little girl, to let you know Daddy loves you so much and will be home as fast as I can. Love always, Daddy. Kiss, kiss, kiss. When I read, it feels like he's speaking to me, like right now. Then I'm going to pop it in my memory box. And then I'm going to pop it there. I don't know why he's in there, and I don't know how long he's going to be in jail because he hasn't got us centred, but I hope it'll just be like a month or like 1 day or so days, so then he can just come straight home out.
Every week, nearly 10,000 children visit a prison. Some have to travel over 100 miles. Ruby is lucky. Her dad's prison is just 5 miles from her home.
When I first went to see my daddy in prison, he said you're not allowed to take any teddies in because you can hide something in the teddy, like a bomb, and then you can throw it at the person who you don't like. When I go in and search me, they from my mouth, see if you've hid anything in your mouth.
Any sweets in your pockets?
Then they search it. Look for anything criminal, like guns, knives.
Put your little feet up, love.
Check the bottoms of your feet, because you can put sellotape something on your feet and so that you can take it in. The first time I went, I started crying because my dad was in there.
A standard visit is an hour long. The rules mean prisoners are not allowed to leave their seat.
Hello, babe.
The visits today, you just sit down and chat with him and hug him.
Come sit down.
Ruby isn't allowed to sit on her dad's knee. All contact is closely monitored by the prison guards.
Ruby, sit down, babe.
Why are you so wet?
Can I just put you on me here? Sit down, babe. Ruby, just sit down.
It's a bit weird when I'm seeing my dad with his bib on because he's not normally wearing a bib and he was at home. Daddy, why do you have to wear a bib?
Yeah, you just got to wear a bib because so you know that I'm not going to walk out with you.
Despite the thousands of children visiting every week, prisons don't have to provide any games or toys. Most prisons rely on charities. This one at Alt Course runs a special play area, though prisoners can't go in.
I tried to drag my daddy away to come and play with me, but he weren't allowed. Like, might try and escape, but it feels a bit boring playing on my own.
For the moment, Ruby can see her dad 3 times a week, but once he's sentenced, she'll only be allowed a weekly 1-hour visit.
When I leave my daddy, I feel so sad. I want him to come with me, because then I can see him every single day.
When I found out my mum were in prison, I didn't even cry her out, I just felt ashamed of her. I wasn't upset because I didn't see her that much anyway, because she was doing stuff that she wasn't supposed to be doing.
Because of his mum's drug addiction, Cameron was taken from her at birth. He's lived with his dad's parents ever since.
Since my mum's been to prison, I decided that I didn't want to go see her because it had upset me seeing her in there. So I just didn't want to see her in there.
Well, it was his decision. We always said to him we would make it possible for him to go see her if he wanted. But he wouldn't. He totally refused. He wouldn't answer the phone in case it was his mum. And one day he did answer the phone and he heard a voice and he totally broke down. You were heartbroken, weren't you?
Yeah.
I think he were angry, he were embarrassed. Look at all in his door, that's his anger. His mum and his dad need to realise what they've done to him. They really do.
As Cameron has cut off all contact, his mum's only way to reach him is by letter.
I've had loads of letters off my mum, and all of them just say the same thing, and more or less she just repeats herself. Hiya, Cammy. Listen, there isn't a day goes by where I don't regret not being there for you as a baby. And again, I regret so much not sorting myself out when you were born. I know you must have feelings about this son, and I also know that if you tell me in a letter, on the phone or face to face, how angry you are at me for all of the things I've done, it will help you. I will spend the rest of my life proving to you how much you mean to me. All my love from Mum. My mum thinks she can just say sorry and then it'll be all alright, but I'm not going to forgive her until she comes out and proves it. Don't want to disappoint myself in case she's not, but if not, then just forget about her again.
I've written a letter for my dad. To Daddy, I hope you like this and I love you so, so much. Look on the back, PSS, they've got a star, then a love heart. And on the back it says, to Daddy, I am being good for my mummy and it is boring without you and I want to see you every day. Love always, Ruby. PSS. And got some stripes.
When Ruby's dad was locked up, the family lost their home. They're now living in temporary accommodation.
I'm gonna get a picture for him. This is in Disneyland in Florida, and I think he got like because he misses me. And he misses my sister and he misses the filler. I feel sorry for him because he doesn't get to go to the beach, go to the shop, and he just shares a room on his own, and he normally shares a room with my mum. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the assembly. Just put that there. This is the first letter I've ever sent him. Mail, mail, mail. Mail, mail, mail. Mail, mail, mail. Mail.
Ruby still doesn't know when her dad will be coming home. He's been in prison 6 months, but still hasn't been sentenced.
Today my mummy told me that my dad's not going to court tomorrow. He just changed it, I think. I feel a bit sad because I thought I was going to know, but now I don't, and I just really want to know. Then we can count into the days when he's coming out.
"15-year-old Clayton spent most of his childhood visiting his dad in prison. But 2 years ago, he decided to stop.
My dad's been in and out of prison for the last 15 years, and I don't really know him that well. I don't speak to him that often. He phones me once a week, and I haven't really seen him that much in my whole life. Every time he comes out, we do things together, and like we used to like have a father and son relationship, and then he always apologises, promises he won't do things again, and he then breaks those promises and goes back in for doing the things that he said he wouldn't. So it's a lot harder for me when I start to trust him, and then he just breaks that trust and I lose him again.
Clayton has lived with his mum's parents since he was 18 months old, when both his mum and dad were in prison.
Thank you, my lovey. Thank you. He's very good, is Clayton. Very, very, very good. He's very helpful to me because I'm disabled. Very considerate. Very hyper. Pain in the bum sometimes.
I was waiting for that one.
But I love him to bits, and his granddad loves him to bits. His granddad thinks he's wonderful.
We were nearing retiring age, and it just blew it all to pieces. But the thing is, there wasn't an alternative. You wouldn't want to see him put into care. No matter how it affects your own life, you've got to step up and do the business, I suppose.
Both Clayton's parents were released from prison when he was 12, and he was given the option to live with them.
I said no, because I knew that my mum and dad would both go back into prison, or one of them would go in and the other one would leave. But I went to go visit them every week or 2 weeks, and in the end, my dad went back into prison and my mum left the house, and I haven't been in contact with her since.
It's been very difficult.
Yeah.
You have to cut yourself off, don't you?
Yeah. You just have to get on with your life.
Because if you don't get on with your life...
You're just going to be stuck with that your whole life and not go anywhere.
His parents' situation led to years of bullying for Clayton at school.
My parents going into prison made people think that I was going to end up like them, so a lot more people didn't want to be near me, and a lot more people said stuff about me. That they had a family and my mum and dad left me and things like that. And as I went into the school, they thought I was going to be rude and obnoxious and bad behaved, so in the end I took up that role of what they were saying I was going to be, and I was rude and I was naughty and I always got in trouble. I just didn't know who to turn to, where to go. And I used to get in fights, I didn't go to a lot of lessons, and in the end I got kicked out of my school.
Though things have improved in his new school, Clayton's grandparents are still very strict at home.
Who are you texting?
My girlfriend.
He went out one day last week and he was late coming back. So he's grounded until Wednesday. He wants to see his girlfriend tomorrow, that's fine. But I'll take him to pick her up and bring her back here because he's not going out. Very hard, isn't it, Clayton?
No.
It's quite hard being a grandparent
I
and
do know
being a
this.
child.
I do know this.
Good. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I have to look after you.
Yeah, and I have to look after you.
You don't.
You do.
You don't.
Do?
Not.
Okay. Half and half. We're trying with all our might to keep him on the right path. I would hate, with every bone in my body, for Clayton to get into trouble with the police. I would hate it. The thought of my grandchildren ever being in the same situation as my daughter and my son-in-law would break my heart. Absolutely break my heart. I couldn't cope with it.
Since his mum's conviction, Cameron has struggled with his behaviour. He's now been excluded from mainstream school and placed in an achievement centre. Cameron has two brothers, Kane and Neil. Their mother, Rachel, is serving her sentence at Askham Grange Open Prison. During the last 2 years, Rachel has undergone an intensive drug rehabilitation and anger management program.
This has been my first time in prison, and it couldn't have come any sooner really. I needed prison to see how low I'd got through drug addiction, which resulted in committing a crime against two people that I thought a lot of, that trusted me, and I betrayed that trust. I live in regret every day for what I did. Now that I'm clean, looking back at it, I just can't believe that I put drugs before my children and committed the offence that I committed. It has been a massive turning point for me. But at what cost?
When the mum went to prison, there were just so much stigma. Everybody were talking about it on social media and calling the mum names and that. And they had to go to school and deal with that. I just don't think it were right good for him. I just wish he'd talk a little bit more about what's on his mind. He daren't say anything to his mum because he's scared of upsetting her. So he just keeps it all to himself, and then it all comes out in anger.
Our biggest worry is Cameron's going to get himself into some trouble that we can't help him get out of. He's an A-class student, but he can only do a certain amount of GCSEs. He cannot reach his full potential where he is at the moment, and that is frustrating for him as well.
He is a good kid most of the time, but I dread to think where his future's going to be if something isn't done, you know.
He just needs some help, you know, anger management, whatever, just somebody to understand what he's going through. Like in prison, they're getting counselling for the drugs or the behaviour, but the children are left at the side. You know, they should be part of that system, but they're not. And they need to think about the kids because they're going to be the next parents in jail.
Without a doubt.
With the prison population doubling in the last 25 years, the number of children affected has increased dramatically. Despite the growing numbers, there's virtually no government support. Most families have to cope on their own. PSS is one of a small number of charities that help prisoners' children. The Child Support Group, now funded by Children in Need, was set up 8 years ago by Dr. Lorna Brooks.
Okay, so we're going to start off with this young lady here. So do you want to say your name and your age? And
My name's Sophia and I'm 6 and my dad was in prison but now he's in the hostel. My name's Alex, I'm 11 and my dad was in prison, then he got out, then he went back in prison.
My name's Cara and I am 8 and my dad's in prison.
Well done, Cara.
11-year-old Alex and 8-year-old Kyra started going to the group last year, shortly after their dad began an 8-year sentence in Liverpool prison.
My dad's not at home. Well, I don't know the reason why, but he's not at home because he hasn't been exactly on his best behaviour and he got caught. Ready? Go up. I'm already up. My dad is, like, he's nice, but he's upset me because he's put himself where he is and he's put me and Cara through a lot. But he's a kind dad and he looks out for you and he makes you laugh and stuff. I don't really understand, like, I'm only 8. He must think we're all fine and we have the happy life, but we actually don't. And, you know, like, there's a part missing in my life and it's him.
The younger of the two sisters was very affected when she first came to us, very introverted, lost a lot of her confidence. You know, everybody was actually quite worried.
I used to think that my dad weren't being fed in prison and I was kind of worried because I don't want my dad not being fed and being starved because he could die. I went to school and I'd just sit on a bench thinking about my dad, all the happy times I've had with him and the stuff he's took me to him. And I really wish he weren't in there. Me teaching got us into the children's support group and then when I actually got there,
It was very unexpected and I loved it.
Okay, so we're just going to have a quick look at this and we're just going to have a little chat about some of the ideas. This page is about when you actually first find out that somebody in your family has gone to prison. Can I ask you, Alex, how did you feel when you first found out?
Alone, and I didn't know what to do or who to go to, and I felt like nobody else was in the position, as like the same position as me, and it just felt horrible.
Well, that's very, very honest and well said. Put that down, we're not playing with that now. And what about you, Kyra? How did you feel when your mum told you your dad was going away?
I was angry and sad.
Why were you angry?
Because he'd already been in and he promised that he'd never go in again, and that was a really big promise to me, but he broke it.
Yeah, and that can feel the same for anybody who's had a promise broken to them. That's a rubbish feeling, isn't it? They're a group of children that nobody knows very much about. And even though they haven't done anything wrong, they feel ashamed. So when they meet other children who are in the same position, they realise they're not the only kid in their school, they're not the only kid in their neighbourhood that's going through this. And that in its own right is enormously therapeutic. The very next one that says, how to cope when you're missing them. Go on, Kyra.
I watch Netflix on my telly.
Good idea. Sometimes you've just got to take your mind off things, haven't you, right? And that's okay. So thanks for coming today, because we talk about some things that are actually quite tricky to talk about, and you have to be really brave to talk about things, because what happens if we keep all of our difficult feelings inside?
Well, if you keep your feelings inside, you can get all stressed and make yourself sick.
You can. It's known as the hidden sentence, and absolutely the children serve the sentence with their parents. So the children aren't just missing their parents, but actually a lot of the children that I've worked with witnessed really traumatic things like the arrest of a parent, or have perhaps witnessed a lot of crime prior to the parent's arrest and are still recovering from the stress of that.
For many children, like Ruby, witnessing an arrest is unforgettable.
One day, I had a big bang on the door like this. I thought that my mum and dad were fighting, but they weren't. And then I went down and I noticed it was the police. They had all my dad's money in this bag, and they pinned my dad down to the floor like this. On the floor. I didn't understand what was happening. I was so frightened of my life. And I'm frightened right now because he's in prison, in case he never comes out.
Ruby's dad is in Old Course, a private prison that runs a pioneering program aimed to reduce reoffending through strengthening family ties. Ruby's dad, Michael, is on the Family Intervention Unit, which means Ruby gets a chance to spend more time with him. Today, she's going to the prison for a special reading and play visit with her brother Albie and sister Katie.
This one's going to be different. He doesn't have to sit in the red chair, you can sit in the blue chairs. And then he can come into the play area. And he doesn't have to wear them yellow things, like the yellow vest that they wear. It can just be like a family thing, what we're doing.
You two just stand next to each other, nice and still for me.
Doggy's just gonna smell your feet. Doggy's gonna smell your feet now. Make sure your feet don't smell.
Okay, that's fine, thank you.
Come on, let's go.
Research has shown that good family contact significantly reduces prisoner reoffending rates. It's also hoped it will reduce the chance of their children ending up in prison.
Is my dog gonna come out? Daddy, Daddy, Daddy!
Dear?
Hello.
Yeah, Tom. When you get on the family intervention unit, it's better. So it's good for the kids coming in. I was on the regular visits, but you can't move off the table, so it's not nice when the kids first come in. It's not nice. Do one each. Right there. Start again. When you're on here, you can get up and interact more, play games with them like that. No, not that one. Go from the outside ones first. I've never been to jail before, it's my first time, but it's a better jail for like getting you more interactive with your family. Oh, good game. It's fine. The kids love it. Big kiss, quick. When you're doing it, you never think you're gonna get caught. Obviously, there's sell-by date on everything you do. And like I'd had a good run at mine, and then it always comes up and catches up with you in the end, doesn't it? It does fit, but you don't think about it until you get the knock in the morning off the police and they're dragging you out of bed. Did anyone enjoy your picture? No. Come on then.
Dad?
I'm coming now, babe. Ruby's just making good of it for what it is considering.
Dad, come on, just tell me now.
It's probably not making much sense to her, but the more you see it, the easier it'll get for her. Look, smile. Let's see.
That's so mean, Dad.
When she's going, she hates it. She hates leaving. I'm not going. She hates it. Looks like a
2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's half. Thanks a lot. Right, Albie, gonna give us a kiss goodbye. I've got to go. Okay.
Love you.
I love you. Be good for you, okay?
Okay, I miss you.
I love you, babe. It makes you realise how much you miss your kids growing up.
My dad's not going anywhere.
Your dad is going nowhere, you are.
No.
Right, see you later, love you. Go on, be a good girl. When the door shuts and you can't see them, you can't move out of your cell, it makes you think. See you later. Yeah, definitely makes you think. I won't be coming back again. I won't be coming back again.
I think that Daddy might cry in the cell because he misses us all. And I feel sick when I go home because I miss my dad.
Come on then, let's get them to the beach and have some fun.
Clayton's dad has been in and out of prison since he was born. He's now 2 years into his latest sentence, but Clayton still hasn't visited him.
I remember when you was that small.
Yeah, now I grow.
Yeah, too big.
Yeah, I'm taller than you.
Yeah, I know you're taller than me, cheeky monkey.
The family are on their annual holiday in Cornwall.
Clayton has never, ever, ever been on a holiday with his mum and dad together, ever. I don't want to go on the wet stuff because I'll sink. He never went on holiday with his mother.
My skateboard falls, I'm going to cry.
Let me have it then, come back for me. And he only ever went on holiday once for 5 days with his father when I took them. So that's another thing he's lost out on. There you go, that's fine.
Going on holiday with my nan and grandpa is probably like going on holiday with your mum and dad because my nan and grandpa are literally like, just like my mum and dad. They're how I would expect a mum and dad to be. They're always looking after me.
All right, Clay, what are you going to do now then? When you come away to a place like this, nobody knows him, he can just be himself because he hasn't got that barrier of, oh, that's Clayton, we know him, he's got his mum and dad in prison, both of them. You can just be Clayton for 2 whole weeks, which is bliss, isn't it? It's lovely. Oh, don't do it with your teeth. Oh. So is that ready now?
Next year, Clayton's dad will be eligible for release. He's now drug-free and has gained qualifications in the hope of finding work.
His father keeps saying, you know, I've changed again, I love you. I know his dad loves him, his dad adores him. But that's not always the right thing. His dad's got to prove that he's worthy of being his father. Clayton loves him to bits. Absolutely, you know, at the end of the day, his dad's his dad. I can't change that. I wish I could sometimes. He's a nice chap, but it's what he's doing to his children. They don't deserve it. They really don't deserve it.
Like Clayton, Cameron has also refused to visit his parent in prison. His mum, Rachel, has already served 2 years. She's due to be released in 6 months. To help rebuild their relationship, Rachel is being allowed out of prison once a month on a few days' temporary release. By re-establishing good relationships between mothers and their children, the aim is to stop prisoners reoffending.
There were no trust there in me because I just let them down left, right and centre before I got sent to prison, and it's building that back up. Yes, please.
During her leave, Rachel is staying with Cameron's Aunt Jodie. When Rachel was sent to prison, she was pregnant. Her daughter Mia, now 18 months old, lives 4 days a week with Rachel in the prison's mother and baby unit, and the rest of the time with her dad.
I have been a mum to Mia from the word go, but that has made me see what the boys have missed out on, you know, and what they needed so much. And now I know what being a mum is. I will make sure that I'm a mum to them, and I want to put right what I've gone so wrong with and do whatever I can to make sure that it works.
Cameron saw his mum for the first time since she was sent to prison when she was on home leave a month ago.
I was really emotional when I first saw her, because obviously I hadn't seen her for about 2 years.
Better hurry up because I want to go out.
It's just like good to see her because she's different. She's like healthy, she's going to the gym and stuff. She used to be really skinny and stuff, but now she's like not fat, but she's been going to the gym, she looks healthier.
Sorry.
Alright, mate.
You alright, mate? What did you get yesterday? So look at what you've bought then. Oh, they're nice. Coming to prison, all the good bits of me are coming out and they're seeing this. Are you going to come down and have some tea down at Jodie's?
I know.
Where are you going? But it's trying to build bridges so that they can tell me how they're feeling and thinking so that we can move forward. Who's that?
Where's Cammy?
She's seen Cammy's gorgeous face. That's why she's smiling. But it needs to come from them. It's just them knowing that they can do that Mum is not going to start feeling sorry for herself and, oh, poor me, you know, my kids think this and think that and run off and take drugs, because that's the old me, that is what I would do. She keeps calling me Dad.
Because you're manly.
That's all you wanted it for, isn't it? To throw it.
I am pleased to see her, but it'd be better if she were out for longer, not just a few days, then have to go back. But all of us are worried about when she comes out. She's been like locked away from it all, so she hasn't had any temptation or all. When she comes out, she will have the temptation, so it just depends on how she deals with it. Jealous knickers.
Ain't she just? Jealous knickers. My Cammy.
Never mate, not yours.
All my family are anxious about me coming home and like what you're going to do to replace drugs. But ironically, all I ever wanted to be is a mum. And I made a shambles of it. Then now I cannot wait to just be a mum, make amends for everything that's gone on.
In the 18 months Alex and Kyra's dad has been in prison, they've only seen him on standard visits.
I can't skip with this one, it's too small.
With their parents separated, the girls only get to visit once every 2 months.
I love going to see my dad. Not just because I see my dad, because it's like really quite fun. No one else. Everyone thinks it'd be boring, you just sit there and you're talking to your dad, but he tells us like the fights and stuff that go on in there. Like,
I know.
how you see all the officers running and
To entertain him, he looks at the fights in the hall.
that's his entertainment. Watching the fight. But I'm not being funny if I was stuck in there. I think fighting would be my entertainment.
I know, same. Ice cream! Audio ice cream sandwich, please.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
In between visits, the girls can only speak to their dad when he's able to call.
Hello? Hello? Yeah. Me and an audio sandwich and talking to you.
When he phones, it's over the phone, so you can't like see him or you can't like hug him. So it's quite upsetting.
Hello?
Hello, babe.
Hello?
You alright?
Yeah. What have you done today?
What have I done?
Yeah.
You got me a haircut and a haircut.
Finally, you got a haircut?
I look about 21 now.
Oh, you'll never look 21.
Listen, I'm only 25.
In your dreams.
If they get themselves in there, like you just have this feeling where they've done it to you on purpose, like it's a show of hatred and they don't care about you.
Alright then, babe.
Okay.
I love you lots, sweetheart.
Love you lot.
I miss you loads, baby.
Miss you loads.
But then, when you hear that they're proud of you and they love you and stuff, it just gets the feeling away. You just don't feel it until they're off the phone.
With little contact, Alex has found it hard to find the right moment to tell her dad about how she really feels.
This is a letter I wrote to my dad explaining real feelings, not feelings I've told him. Because all them feelings I've told him are just lies because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. It took me like ages to build up the courage to write a letter like this. Dear Dad, I thought it was time to tell you how I feel. Please don't get upset, because that is the reason I have never told you this. I really hate the way you have treated us and what you have put us to. I feel really let down, not once, but twice. When you said you would never go back in there, I really believed you. Once again, please don't get upset, but I just thought I needed to tell you because I really do love you, but you just never really used to show you love me. I really hope when you get out, you will keep that promise from ages ago. I also hope you will have learned not to have mates like that. Lots of love, your daughter, Alex. Kiss, 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 kiss. That's the letter. I haven't exactly sent it yet because I was just waiting for the right time and I was a bit nervous, like, sending it to my dad and stuff. Like, I was, like, didn't want to, like, upset him or anything, because then it'll just upset me and I'll probably start crying. I just hope that he, like, sticks to his promise, that he'll be a good dad, and I hope he won't be mates with the others. I hope that he, like, stay with the mates he had at first when he was a good dad.
For the last 6 months, Ruby has been waiting to find out how long her dad will be in prison. He's finally been to court.
My daddy got a sentence. He's got 8 years. It's good news because it's not that long.
Now her dad is sentenced. Ruby's visits have been reduced to 1 hour a week.
I think it makes my daddy feel sad because he doesn't get to see us, and it makes me sad because I don't get to see him.
The only way Ruby and her dad can see more of each other depends on his good behavior. Today, the prison is hosting a family day run by a charity, and Michael has earned a place.
You alright, babe?
As well as giving the prisoner a motivation for change, family days are intended to give children a normal family experience that most won't have while their parent is in prison.
I'm here for a reason, is to commit a crime. But at the same time, now I'm getting punished. I feel like my kids are as well, for something I've done. What are you getting done, babe? It's not their fault, is it? That looks good, doesn't it? But I'm lucky that I'm here on the family wing. At least we can do the family days like this.
Daddy!
Try and make it a bit better for what I've done.
Daddy!
Go here. No, don't go.
It's like pretending that it's our house, but with everyone in it. Oh, I want to see the baby!
My name's Jemima.
That looks like you, baby.
It makes me feel sad as well, because you have to leave them behind. I wish I could come and sleep here with them.
It's a good boy, aren't you?
My dad said no, though.
I love you, baby. See you later. I'll ring you later. Love you.
Okay. I'm going to tell my daddy that he can't come back here anymore. I think he might say no.
Even among the prisons that provide family days, there's huge competition for places. Decisions on who gets to go on them vary a lot. Today, Alex and Kyra are going to another child support group.
Not everybody goes on prison visits, but is anybody going on one soon? You guys are going on one soon?
Yeah. I'm seeing my dad today.
And you're seeing your dad today. How do you feel about going on the next prison visit?
Well, it's like something to look forward to, so I'm happy, but you get there and you're like, the dog's going to be there, they're not going to let us in, because like on Christmas we weren't allowed to go in.
Right.
Because something had happened. Every time you go in, like, you don't know what to expect.
So do you worry that something's going to go
Yeah.
wrong every time?
Like someone's going to spoil it for me.
Yeah, what could they do to make visits better?
More family days, because every family day my dad's been trying to get and he just hasn't had it. My dad actually fought with someone because his grandkids, who were like teenagers, got to go on a family day, and he went on the family day and we never got it.
I saw Alex's face being really shocked when other children said they'd had lots and lots of family days, and I just couldn't believe it when she said she hadn't even had one, and their dad has been away for quite some time. And what's very concerning is that prisons use family days as a reward for good behaviour, and they will remove visiting privileges for bad behaviour, but then that obviously has an effect on the child. There's been a lot of research studies around how children that are able to maintain healthy contact will cope better in school, have less separation anxiety, worry less. So again, the children are punished for something that they didn't do. Again, the children are the victims. Right then, come on, let's go and find your mum. It is their right to see their parent, as long as it's safe and healthy to do so, and should absolutely not be used as a reward or punishment for the prisoner.
Today, Cameron's mum Rachel is back out from prison on a few days' temporary release.
Now she wants to try for us. She never used to try. We don't talk while we're jogging because we're just jogging. But it's just like we're together, just the two of us. So it's better.
Cameron's gran has been trying to get him professional help to deal with his anger, but hasn't found anything suitable. She's worried he won't improve unless he talks.
Right, when Mum were using, how did you feel? Do you reckon that's where all your anger's come from?
If it were me and my mum were like that, I'd feel angry. I'd feel ashamed of her. I wouldn't want to be seen with her.
I'm not bothered about being seen with you.
No, he's never been bothered about that. I know he's been angry with you. I know that for a fact. He just doesn't like to hurt feelings.
I'm angry with myself at what's happened.
And I'm angry with your mum. And you need to admit that you're angry.
Yeah.
It's all right being angry, it's all
said
right.
that, ever.
Mm.
What are you angry about, love?
Just the fact that they didn't want to be parents, none of them.
It's not that we didn't want to.
You know, it is because you chose something else.
Because drugs had that pull.
Yeah.
And it were a choice, but not an active choice at that time. Because you're in denial of everything, you think you can do it all. It wasn't that we didn't want you, but you know, if that's the way that you feel, then that's okay. I can take whatever you want to say to me, whatever you want to call me.
I don't want to call you out.
No, but it's like you just said to her now, you chose not to be a parent. When would you have ever said that to your mum? And that's what you're thinking, that's what you're feeling, so you come out and say it, Cam. Your mum needs to know.
Give me more determination to make sure.
Well, it'll help you move on in this new relationship, it'll help you move on.
What a kiss you are.
You nearly squeezed my head off.
He's never opened up like that before. He's never actually said that he's angry with his mum. It's like a breakthrough. And for him to talk about it like that, it were really good. And it made me tearful.
When Cameron said that you chose drugs over being a parent, I know that that's how my kids must feel. But to hear Cameron say it, it's weirdly rewarding because he trusts me to say that to me.
I wasn't really scared about saying it out like that, but I'm glad I have said it now, because she needed to know. Because she needs me, my brothers, to tell her, instead of like other people, because it's us that she's hurt. And she just listened, and like before she would have started shouting and stuff. It makes me feel happy that she's changed and that she's looking after me properly, because she hadn't looked after none of us properly. I'm gonna be a bit jealous, obviously, but it'd be nice, won't it, to see my mum bring one of her kids up properly.
With very little government support, how a child deals with the impact of a parent in prison is often down to the families and the children themselves. Clayton has finally decided to visit his dad and tell him how he feels.
I want him to know. I mean, I don't really care if he takes it or not. I just want him to know that I'm not happy with the way he is, and I want him to change. Not for me, but for himself. Just, he's about a third through his life, and he's been in prison most of it.
See you later, Dad.
He's apologised before, so I don't really want an apology because I know that it doesn't really mean anything anymore. I want him to prove when he gets out that he can be a father to me.
That's a big ask, isn't it, Clayton?
Not really.
I think it is. Now we're nearly there now.
This looks like a school. But with a bit more fences than normal.
They're tormented, these children, because they desperately want to speak to their parents. But then on the other hand, he doesn't want to have to go through all of this.
Okay, if you stand the first line for me, please. Okay, nice and still. All the dogs can do is give you a quick sit.
These children haven't got a life like another child.
Okay.
That's all these children do is wait. They wait for the next visit, they wait for the next telephone call. They just wait. They waste their life waiting. If only people could see what they're doing to these kids. All their life is made up of is waiting. Nothing else, waiting. They don't get anything else.
Okay, you'll be over at table 16 if you can make
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alex and Kyra have been waiting 5 weeks for a visit with their dad. Alex has finally sent him her letter.
I'm a bit worried that he might be upset because I don't like upsetting people. And I don't want him to say anything because I've sent it and it's over and done with. Because we hardly see him.
And when we do see him, it's only for an hour. And I just want it to be fun. Like, if he was to talk about it, and I wouldn't know, like, what to say.
Just go quiet.
Yeah.
Or just run off.
I'd say I'll be back now. Get
Or
on
just
the
run
tuck up.
The sisters will be supported on their prison visit by Lorna from the child support group.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah.
So you're both all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? So your mum told me that you sent your dad a letter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think you did really, really well writing something. Do you know what? I think your dad's going to be really proud of you for sending that letter, even if you are saying things that are quite difficult. Here we go, girls. So we'll just get parked up. There are many, many children who don't get any help at all, and of course it's inevitable that they're going to start struggling in school or, worst case scenario, committing crimes themselves, and unfortunately that's the perpetuating cycle of the whole problem. So, you know, I'm a massive believer in this kind of preventative support which helps these children. These children haven't done anything wrong. Let's help these children while they're young so that they do believe in themselves and that they can have a bright future. And unless you put the support in whilst they're children, then what do we expect as a society?
At Stockton Prison, visiting time is over.
Is that nice seeing your dad then today?
Yeah.
Long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awful long time. Don't go too fast because I can't with my legs. You're a little devil, you
When
are.
I'm with you, my life is in slow motion. It just goes... I told my dad exactly how I felt and what he's done to me. And I was just happy to be able to talk to him. And he understood the way I felt and the way that, what I've been through. And he said he was sorry. And now he actually realises he needs to be a better father to me.
Without a doubt, Clayton, he actually just needs to be your dad for a while.
Alex and Kyra's time with their dad has also come to an end.
How did you feel, Alex, about your dad reading that letter?
Okay, because he said he's fine with it and he understands it, and then he said, like, don't ever think I don't love you and stuff. And a bit where I said I don't like some of his friends, I'm actually happy to hear that he sort of fell out with them.
Yeah. So do you feel like you did the right thing?
Yeah.
I think he was really, really pleased that you actually were able to be so honest, wasn't he? So.
Yeah.
Do you feel relieved?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruby's time visiting her dad in prison is only just beginning. She faces a long wait before he comes home.
This is our house, what we're in now. This is the kitchen. I made it because then my dad can know what the house looks like.
For now, Ruby has to make do with her weekly visit and the daily phone calls.
Hello?
Hey, babe, you okay?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Have you got my letter?
I've got your 2 letters and your pictures, and I've got them on my wall now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I'll give you the ring in an hour.
Okay.
I love you. Bye-bye, babe.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. I miss him. If I could change anything, it would be my dad comes out tomorrow.
Clayton's dad will come out of prison next year. But Clayton wants to prove to his grandparents that he's on a very different path.
He wanted to go into something.
Didn't know what.
And we knew the Army cadets, Air cadets and Sea cadets. And he said, no, I want to join the police cadets.
And that was his own choice.
I think it stops him from worrying that I'm going to get in trouble with the police and get involved with bad people, but I don't want to be a person to arrest someone because I just won't be able to do it. I won't be able to cope with having to put someone else in handcuffs, knowing what it's like to have your dad in prison.
I'm just glad it's the police cadets because I think he's proved to himself and everyone else that he's not a bad lad, that he's a good lad. Just give him a chance. Like all of these kids, give them a chance.
Cadets, action!
Joining the police cadets means that I can show other people the change that I can make with my life.
Right.
And show that I can be someone better than my parents.
Right and left. Quick. March.
It's not my fault my parents have been in prison. It's their choices that they made, not what I made. And I want to prove to people that I've changed a lot and I can be the person that I really want to be.
Go out.
People have said to me, oh, why didn't you just tell everyone your dad's on holiday? And but he's not on holiday.
There's no reason for anyone to lie about where their dad is.
There's nothing for us to be ashamed of. Like, if we were like, whatever my dad does or did or whatever happened, if we were like that, maybe I'd be ashamed because I was like my dad, but I'm not. They just, jump to conclusions.
They need to listen more and help them more.
Actually put themselves in our shoes for a day and see exactly how we feel and see about everyone judging us.